The Daniel Code, are we in the final countdown? 1. The Hook, the Statue of Empires. 2,600 years ago, a king had a nightmare that predicted the entire future of the human race. He saw a giant statue, and according to the prophet Daniel, that statue is a literal timeline of history. Most people think end times prophecies are just vague warnings. They aren't, they are a mathematical sequence. We've already lived through the gold, the silver, and the bronze. History has checked off every single box, except the last one. Today, we are decoding the book of Daniel to find out exactly where we are on the clock. Are we in the final seconds? Or is the worst yet to come? You're about to see the world map through a lens that world leaders don't want you to notice. 2. The archetype, the four kingdoms of gold and iron. Daniel didn't just guess, he named names. He told King Nebuchadnezzar, "You are the head of gold." The gold, Babylon. The silver, the Medo-Persian Empire. The bronze, Alexander the Great's Greece. The iron, the Roman Empire. Here is where it gets chilling. Every single one of these fell exactly as Daniel predicted, but look at the feet of the statue. Visuals, close-up on the feet made of iron mixed with miry clay. Daniel says the final world power won't be one single empire. It will be a divided kingdom, partly strong like iron, partly brittle like clay. They will try to mix, but they won't stick together. Does that sound like our modern, hyper-divided globalist world we are currently standing on the toes? 3. The math, the 70 weeks prophecy. This is the smoking gun of the Bible. In Daniel 9, he provides a mathematical countdown to the exact year the Messiah would appear. Using a year-for-a-day principle, scholars have shown the math lands perfectly on the life of Jesus. But there's a gap, a missing week, the 70th week. Prophetic time stopped. We are currently living in the Great Pause. But Daniel warns that the clock starts ticking again when a specific peace treaty is signed in the Middle East. If you've been watching the news lately, you know that those treaties are being discussed right now. 4. The beast, knowledge and travel. How do we know we are in the time of the end? Daniel 12:4 gives us two specific markers. He was told to seal the book until the end, when many shall run to and fro and knowledge shall increase. For 2,500 years, humans traveled by horse. Then, in the last 100 years, we went from the Model T to the moon. In the last 20 years, knowledge didn't just increase, it exploded. We are the first generation in human history to meet Daniel's criteria. The beast system Daniel describes, a system of total control and digital tracking, was impossible in the 1800s. Today, it's just an app away. 5. The climax, the stone without hands. People get scared of Daniel's visions, the monsters, the horns, the fire, but they miss the point. The prophecy doesn't end with a new world order, it ends with the stone cut without hands. Daniel predicts that all human systems, capitalism, socialism, empires, and dictatorships, will eventually fail. They are the clay. The stone represents a kingdom that isn't built by politicians or billionaires. It's the ultimate reset. 6. The conclusion, the choice. We aren't just reading ancient ink on parchment. We are reading today's headlines written in advance. If the first 90% of Daniel's statue was 100% accurate, why would the last 10% be any different? We are living in the toes, the transition period. The question isn't when will the world end? The question is, where do you stand when the statue falls? I want to hear from you. 1. Do you think the increase in knowledge refers to AI? 2. Which part of Daniel's vision do you find most shocking given today's politics? Let's discuss in the comments. Keep it respectful, we're all seeking the truth here. Hit like if this opened your eyes and subscribe, because next week we are diving into the book of Revelation to see what Daniel's 70th week actually looks like. Stay vigilant, the clock is ticking.